Hello and welcome. Welcome to another superstar interview where we have the ability and the opportunity to interview amazing people that have positively impacted our lives, both in business and in life, because we like to integrate both together. And not only with us, but their audience too. Now, today's special guest, we have Charlotte Petit Noble in the house. Hello, hello. We're super excited to have you here. She works with soulful coaches and light workers. Okay. She specializes in increasing impact and profit using authentic strategies energetically. Very important. Energetically. That way you are aligned to yourself and your audience. She is French. She lives in LA, has a beautiful son, a cute cat, and a caring husband. Charlotte's mission is to empower women entrepreneurs to find more joy, fun, and purpose in their coaching businesses by successfully creating and selling impactful coaching programs and digital courses online. Welcome to the call.
Thank you very much. I love your style. I love how lively you are. It feels very aligned with my personality as well. I am so honored to be here. So humble. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlotte. I mean, you're a blessing, not only to us, but for the people that have the opportunity to really get to know you. And this particular interview, I wanted it to be very organic and very intuitive, because I know that those are your pillars in your business. So I really wanted to be conscious about that and respect how your energy flows in this world.
I love that. Thank you very much for honoring my gift and giving me the space to express and share and learn as well here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I wanted to start off with something like, let's go back to the inception. You know, for those that don't know you yet, very important. I wanted to share a personal observation that I got from you. So if you go into YouTube and you see your first video that you have there, it is, I would like to say, a very brave video. It's filled with vulnerability, and the courage that you have to share all of those intimate moments within your life, it just makes me feel aligned to you in so many levels, you know? And I feel like that's really tough for people to share their vulnerability, to share, you know, where they came from, what happened along the way, and where they are now. And I would love to touch on that point of inception, because I feel it's one of those moments where a lot of people right now are feeling the shift within their business, the shift within their family, and their dreams, their purpose. So if you would grace us with your wisdom, could you share, how did that video come to be?
It's very funny. Thank you very much for asking that question. It's very interesting. And what's very funny is I've never thought of my stories as big secrets or traumatic experience or anything that will build up my story and build up my messages. And recently, because I'm highly spiritual as well, recently I came across a channeling course because I'm very interested about channeling my higher self and stuff. And I asked that teacher to give me, hey, does my higher self has a message for me? And she says to me like, yeah, there is something that is blocked into your solar plexus that doesn't allow you to be fully you. And so the fact that you have seen me through that video is such a gift, because I probably haven't shared 100% of who I am, which is why the higher self channeling was like, there's still some blocks that you have to expand so that the business and the life can expand even more.
Yeah.
But that is a true gift that you're giving me by just telling me how vulnerable I was on my video and how authentic you felt I was on my videos. Yeah. I think the point here is that I've never felt that I was completely giving secrets or think that, you know, are so private that I don't want to share. I just felt like my experience could somehow drive more people to understand where I come from. Because I have to say, I've never had any like huge trauma from where I stand. And maybe for some people, it was traumatic. But for me, it was never taken this way. So that has, I guess, helped me to share with more openness my story.
Yeah. And one of the key things that really connected me to that video, you said like 10 different things that I was like, back to back, pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. Well, for me, it's like you said, I'm a French immigrant. Okay. I'm an immigrant as well. Then you're like, I started my journey in an environment that they didn't speak my language. I had no close people around me. I had to start from zero. I was dependent on someone, and I was like trying to find myself. And you used a couple of words that to me are so courageable. I don't know if that's even a word, but to even say them out loud and to just be authentically like, this is how I was and this is where I'm at now. You said, would this person think I'm a fraud? How would this person feel seeing me in my lowest of my low? You know, and in that video you were referencing to your husband, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I connected to that so much because when we first started our business, we were in Thailand. Like we sunk the ships, we burned the bridges to America. Like we saw the plane leave at 4:30 in the morning. We're like, that's it. We're staying here. No one spoke English, nothing, right? And then I was dependent on Vanessa because like she was the only person that spoke English too. So, you know, we had to bounce ideas off each other. And the way that you were able to just be so authentic through the camera, I saw myself back 5 years ago when I was like on the balcony of this like tiny 200 square foot apartment. And I'm telling my mom for the first time ever in my life, standing up for myself. And I'm saying, I'm staying here because I know I'm going to make something happen. And there's nothing that's going to stop me. And your words relit that fire within me. And it really, you gave me a gift, Charlotte. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for sharing, and you're very welcome. I love giving gifts.
Yeah.
It's very funny and interesting because we take risk. I mean, I was in Paris working in a highly famous fashion magazine, Marie Claire. I was doing online marketing. I was doing partnership. I was drinking champagne with models and photographs. It was the perfect, on paper, first job ever for a 20-something-year-old. And then my husband came and was, hey, I have that massive opportunity in Los Angeles. And I had no doubt. I said yes right away. I didn't speak English, but I was like, this is the turning point. I'm going to just take that massive opportunity and we'll see where I go from there. And I feel like since I made that choice, I had like 1,000 lives. I even became a hairstylist in America. I have a cosmetology license, still active. I still cut hair, like just for fun. My husband, my son, although with my son, it's quite difficult. But I like, it feels like I've done so many things in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that moment where you just like decide in a second, like you saying like, I'm going to stay. And I read your story as well. And I was like, this is like freaking bold. This is the move. This is the move that you make when you're about to change your life. Then, of course, there is a lot of tiny steps that you take and habits and disciplines and consistency so that you can build the life of your dream. And when you think you arrive, you actually are not arrived at all because you have like new things that you want to accomplish. And that's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just the accumulation of you have those massive milestones in your life. And you feel it at the moment when you're taking that quantum leap and say yes to that opportunity. Because I could have just said, hey, no, and we'll have stayed in France and we'll have completely different life. And you could have said like, no, I'm taking that plane, and you probably like be someplace else. So you have a few moments in your life that really determines when you are right now, but you can just see the dot and connect the dots when you are like in the future.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So what advice would you give someone that is currently at a place where they're like, I really need something to just come into my life so I can propel forward and I can finally unleash my full potential. But they're kind of like, I can't leave my 9-to-5 job, or I don't know how to get in front of a camera, or I want to start doing courses, but I have no idea how to get even started, and who the heck would even listen to me? You know, all these things. What advice would you give to someone in that space right now?
So I have two ways of answering that question. Number one, you know, when you ask yourself the question, you're like, I don't know if I'm making the right choice of leaving my 9-to-5 or of staying there. There is things to consider, because sometimes you don't know if it's your ego talking to you or if it's your higher self. And one thing that I found highly, highly valuable is to really like pause for a minute and really feel if that the choice that you're about to make is giving you a sense of peace after you go through the stress levels, through the stress part. So as an example, is like you're leaving your 9-to-5. It's stressful, but at the end of the day, when you work yourself out, is it giving you that sense of peace? That's something like bigger, that's something like greater than yourself is about to happen if you do it. If so, that's your higher self is telling you to do something. If it's like just bringing you stress, which is like, hey, staying in your, I'm going to choose to stay in my 9-to-5, and that brings you like stress, anxiety, and you cannot stay out of the loop, that is your ego. That is just trying to protect you.
Whoa, that's good. That's good.
And you experience that all the time. You know, I'm in the process of hiring someone.
Yeah.
And I'm dead scared about that, because I've hired someone before, was a massive mistakes, didn't like align with my values and stuff. But this one, like, it scares me, because of course there is an investment in time, in energy, in money. But at the end of the day, when I work out my thought and I look at my numbers and I look at where I want to go, it gives me a sense of peace.
Okay, let's freaking unpack this, because you just hit the nerve of all nerves within me. Okay, you said you have to, okay, you said three main things. One, you're like, you're dead scared to do something. Then you're like, I have to look at this and look whether it's my ego talking or whether it's, you know, stress or like fear or, you know, something that's crippling me. And then you're like, okay, because I know my numbers, because I know where I want to go, because I know exactly what I want to accomplish, this is actually just part of the process, right? Okay.
Yes.
Let's start with getting very clear on exactly what you want. I think this is something that we're both reading the same book at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Darren Hardy.
Yes.
Effect. This book is gold for me. This is, I've listened to it 3 times and this is my second time reading it out loud. So like, it's really ingrained, you know? And he mentions that the one way to actually establish a habit, establish a goal, you know, actually accomplish something is to get very clear on what you want. One of the observations that I've received from you, Charlotte, is when you want something, you get that. What has helped you create that plan or that certainty within your plan that allows you to be confident in every move that you make forward?
My vision. I have a very freaking clear written down vision. I even sometimes use mind movies to remind me where I'm going. And I use that vision. Like I read it daily. I have like a travel side that I read daily. I have the mind movie that is 3 minutes to 5 minutes long, where I just, with the music, with the affirmation, and with the image, just like put me back back in the future where I want to be. And so I remind myself consistently, and it gets clearer and clearer. And as soon as I have because the first draft will be the first draft, but the more you do it, hey, practice make it better. So the more you practice envisioning yourself, and the more you do it, you will see like your vision will evolve with time. My vision is not the same as 2 months ago. It evolved. And so because I evolve at the same time, and I accomplish like a few steps, and it's like tracking what you do. If you start to track all the little wins, all the little habits, all the little things that you do to become that future version of yourself, soon enough you realize that you are already that future version of yourself.
Yeah, that's deep.
So that's super important, to have like a vision, and it can be a vision board if you like a vision board. Although with a vision board, your brain cannot take that much picture at the same time, so it gets confused. And it can be like the problem of why you don't accomplish your vision board. It's because there is too many information and your brain cannot process. Well, if you organize your vision board by health, relationship, business, finance, career, career is business, but spirituality, recreation and fun, and really like compartment everything, it gets like clearer and more organized. And soon enough, again, you'll see like every part is really like intertwined together.
Yeah. I think ladies and gentlemen, that was the secret sauce. That right there. If you're able to grasp what Charlotte just said of compartmentalizing, that's a wrap. You hit it right on the head, because I love creating vision boards, and I loved doing those exercises, cutting it out and like using the glue and stick it on a board, or even a digital board, right? But you're right. It just gets so freaking overwhelming. It's like, this is freaking massive. And sometimes your vision, you can't even put it into a visual, So when it comes to putting in place the plan, let's go back to that. How do you unfold that vision? How do you get that plan in order to fully accomplish that and not let your ego steer you?
Yes, that's a good question. So really like have compartment for each area of your life, and then just let yourself just flow and write all the things that you want. And then when you go back to it, take that one piece, and with that one piece you can create a mind movie, or you can create like a travel site. But that one piece of your career, or your finances, or your relationship, for example, and just have that one specific desire manifestation that you really want to accomplish, that you really like focus on. From that piece, you're going to create some intention, how you want actually that to happen. So let's say, and the desire can be like very masculine energy, meaning like you can have like numbers goal. Hey, I want to have like 10 more clients by the end of the year, 10 more yearly clients by the end of the year. Whatever is your goal, every people has different goal, right? But then the intention that you put behind it, I want my clients to find me. That's intention number one. I want the lead generation process to be easy and peaceful. That's intention number two. And so you list the intention, how you want to embody that manifestation. And from the intention, you always bring the emotion. So when your client finds you, how do you feel? Oh my God, I feel seen and heard. So, okay, you know how it feels already, how to feel seen and heard. So let's bring that right now in the moment. And every time you go for a drive, you cook or whatever, let's practice how it feels to feel seen and heard. Just so that your body, your mind and your body remember and attract that energy back at you. Does it make sense?
100%.
So it's practicing the emotion that will bring the intention real, that will bring the manifestation like real, like now in your face. because you're going to attract that energy back at you. It's like we are energy being. So everything we see, we touch is 0.001% of who we really are. The problem is like 99% of people don't know that. And so they run their life based on material things. And it's freaking hard to move a table, but it's so easy to just like move the energy.
Yeah.
Because the energy flow, it's not like on grain in the floor.
That is powerful. And okay, let's use the example of the table, right? You just said it's hard to move a table, but it could also be easy. It could be easy to move and shift energy, but then it could also be really hard, depending on where you are. What advice or what recommendations would you give someone that might be in the space like closed or like just hunched over, like almost like a crab feel, and is like they've been hurt, they've been burnt, they've been just like chewed up in life, and now they can't really find that energy to move, to share, to flow, how can they help? I mean, how can they be helped,
Yeah, it's mindset. Like 90% of what you do, like start with your mindset. And I even think like it's 99% of your result is mindset. So let me give you an example that I recently used and recently read about, and you probably like read about it as well. So getting clear on who you want to be, yes, but also never ever forget the reason of why you're doing what you're doing. So let's say you are in front of a river. It's filled with crocodile. It's filled with like, it's dark. It's not even like, it's a horrible, horrible river in front of you. On the other side, there are your lover or your kids or someone that is in great danger. Would you cross the river to save them?
Yes.
Would you be willing to like do anything in your power to cross the river? Absolutely freaking yes. But now if I tell you the river is still the same, crocodiles, dark, you cannot see inside. There is like things that it's like gonna kill you and on the other side, my darling, you'll have $1,000. I'm never gonna cross that freaking river. So you cannot be motivated only by money. Your why needs to be greater than yourself. And so when you remember why you're doing what you're doing every day, that's how you're going to be willing to cross that freaking river with the crocodile and kill the freaking crocodiles.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Because like, it's so true. If you have a deeper why, there's no obstacles at all. We all know that story of the mom that saw her kid underneath the car and she lifted that thing with one arm. Yes, we all have that power within us, all of us, but her why was her kid at that point. What is your why? And this is such a deep question. Like, obviously, this is, you can spend your entire life just trying to figure out your why here. But one of the things is like, if you want to find your why, what are some exercises that you do? I know that you have your mind movie, which is spectacular. It's one of the biggest hacks on
very
earth.
Cool.
It's amazing. You're reading, you're an avid learner, that's amazing. And also you have positive environment around you. What are the like, let's say a daily habit that, or something that someone can put into their life today that they can see an immediate change within their system or their self, so their why shines?
Yeah. It's important to make time with yourself, that's always. So every minute that you can spend just with yourself, reflecting, reading, doing something just for yourself to show yourself love, that's a big one. But I would say, like, if you can, just that one thing, start to start to monitor the information that you receive and be the one in control of what you allow yourself to absorb. Can go with nutrition, what you drink, what you read, media. If you can like do something with that and start to be, I don't watch the news, not because I'm not interested. Well, yes, because I'm not interested in having any negativity in my day first things in the morning.
Right.
So I learned the news for a very neutral place. I received an email, the company is called 1440. And so that is the basic neutral news that you can get. So I don't watch, I never turn on the TV to watch the news. I never turn on the TV anyway, but that's the thing. I really control what I absorb. And that goes as well with the people you allow to enter your life.
Yeah.
Recently, someone like just like slapped me in the face with so much bad energy.
Eesh.
I didn't think twice. I block her. I like up reports, done. I'm not dealing with that. So if you can create an environment that is positive around you, when the doubt and fear creeps in, you have the tool like really like handy to just get you out of the situation. Feel the emotion because it's important. Like anything, the pain wants to be heard. That's true. If you just like ignore it, it's never going to go elsewhere. It's like a kid. If you ignore them, they're going to be like, hey, for the longest time ever. So you don't want to ignore the pain. You don't want to ignore the negative thoughts. You want to acknowledge it, but you want to breathe them through, right? And if you are like all day long surrounded by social media that give you like negativity, or, you know, like it's very like my clients last time were telling me, hey, I get so nervous because all I can see on social media is freaking successful people, and that activate jealousy in me. That's human. So don't ignore that. That's completely human. However, you can do something. First of all, know that 90% of what you see online is BS. That's a fact. Number two, 20, it's the 80-20%, right? 20 people make the most noise, but there are just 20 people. 20%, the 80 other people, you don't hear them, but they still need you. So it's just, you know, knowing the truth, knowing the fact, and choosing, and if it's every second, choosing to not like face information that will lower your energy.
Yeah. I've never heard that term of the pain wants to be seen and heard, you know, because I mean, even myself, like growing up, I was always taught kind of like, yeah, you feel the pain, sure, but freaking drive through it and push through and become stronger, right? And now I'm like, you got to do the work. You got to do the work.
Yeah, and you said it like so well, become stronger. But the only way for you to become stronger is to listen to what the pain, to what the fear is telling you right now, because it's your trigger. And it's probably like there that you have to work on something.
Yeah, that is so big. And I love that you shared like that your clients are so I feel like all of your clients have this safe space with you that they actually can share vulnerable things like, you know, feeling jealousy, or even with you, now they understand that that's an emotion that they're feeling, or it gets triggered from one activity. Whereas, you know, a lot of people are kind of just going through their day to day, or even scrolling through their phone and unconsciously being, you know, consumed, you know?
Yeah.
What is that one thing that, you know, you're super proud of yourself that has allowed you to stay focused as a leader within the community that you've built? Because it's beautiful. Like your energy is awesome. And to keep
Thank
that
you.
energy with all the bombardment around you, that's here's a medal. Let's put it that way.
Thank you. I receive it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress still, and I gladly like recognize that, and I'm happy to still be a work in progress. And I think that, you will have at one point to choose yourself more than everybody else. And it's very funny because when I decided to come to Los Angeles, I chose myself, because I didn't choose my family. I didn't choose my sister was crying, no stay, no stay. I chose myself.
Yeah.
When I decided, it's very recent because it can happen every time. The latest memories of choosing myself that I remember is when I decided to work with you. I chose myself. Everybody around me were like trying to protect me. But that day I decided to stop being the little girl and being like the woman who I'm supposed to be, making my own decision, whether it's a mistake or not. I'm going to make that decision because I'm choosing me today.
Yeah.
And that has had a massive impact on the rest, whether it was a mistake or not, which was obviously not, right? But just that choice, that moment when you choose yourself over everything else that is around you, is what will allow you to stay like top level. But you have to keep learning every day. So choosing yourself, yes, but keeping like nourishing, absorbing all these things that will make you even more you.
Yeah.
It's a self-discovery. If tomorrow I stop reading, I won't be myself anymore. I will lose like some parts of who I truly am. So I think like you become the true leader you're supposed to be and stay on that magical energy when you, choose yourself, number one, and keep feeding that inner force, inner strength that you have within you. Like there is no fire without someone who's like feeding the fire.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And on social media, that kind of trend that's happening where it's like, no one will ever know, and then they sneak a little ice cream in the middle of the night. No one will ever know. Or like they put wine in, I don't know, a Starbucks coffee cup or whatever. No one will ever know. I think you just hit on something. I think that the way to stay on that magical plane, as you were mentioning, is understanding that, yeah, sure, no one will ever know, but you know that you know what's going on. And if you know what's going on, there's no way that you can authentically show up in front of somebody and be real,
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge you because we've been doing this for like over 5 years now. Okay. And we talked to, and we've also worked with, and we've experienced a lot of different coaches. And it's been a blessing, yes. And it's also helped us realize a lot of people are not real. Even though they're coaches, even though they have good intentions, they're not real. When I see a real coach that speaks their talk, talks their walk, does the work, gets results, and is actually showing up authentically every single day, that to me, I have the utmost respect for you. Because for me, if I don't see something after what you said you were going to do, then you become part of the 80%, right? The 99.999% of the world. And you are, Charlotte, that 1% that really brings light into this world. So I really wanted to have this moment with you and let you know that.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry. And I want to share that I feel very aligned with you, because I know, I not even think, but I know you're that 1% as well. And so that's why I respect the work that you do so freaking much. So freaking much.
I appreciate that, because in our line of work, right, it might seem like, we can create things fast, but it comes with a lot of freaking pushing through and a lot of work behind it. And I want to touch on one topic that I think is really relevant to someone right now that is kind of struggling with understanding their path in their both in their business and in their life. You mentioned in one of your articles on LinkedIn how there's something more that needs to be than just, the regular marketing strategies out there to grow your business. There has to be something different. There's another level to marketing. I know that we've touched on it like many, many times throughout this interview, but to be honest with you, if you can sum up that one thing that if you don't have this down today and for like the rest of your career, you won't make it. What is that one thing?
So first of all, I think, and I know that marketing is manifestation. And if you think marketing is not manifestation, you're making a mistake. Because manifestation, it's more manifest action. You have to take some action in order for you to manifest. And marketing is freaking manifestation. You take action to manifest. And so I think what people are missing out big time is the energy that your marketing strategies, marketing campaign, just like is giving out, is giving away to the world. And so if your marketing campaign strategy, even your business growth strategy is not aligned with the frequency of your audience, you won't attract them. So that's why it's important to tap into their frequency and where they want to be and what they struggle with. Because if you let's say you are, I don't even know how to explain. I think it's clear, but if I had to say an example, it's like you talking to someone who is not, whose the main purpose is not really money, and you're like, I'm gonna make you rich. In 6 months, you're gonna have like $1 million business. You're not gonna attract the same person.
Yeah.
So you have to match your frequency with the frequency of your audience, and the how is your marketing. So your marketing becomes an energy tools for you to activate the manifestation process. And actually, if you take your marketing as a game and try things out, number one, you'll have a lot of fun. Number two, you're going to start loving marketing. And I know that's a hard thing to believe for certain people. And number three, you won't even realize how beautiful result and unexpected results you can get if you start playing with it and if you put that energy behind the marketing that you do. Your marketing needs to be coherent.
That is beautiful. I never even thought about it, but it's so true. Marketing is manifestation. Hello, we're talking about manifestation all day long. That is your marketing.
Yeah.
What a beautiful bridge that you've connected there. Thank you for that. And I know you're a very busy woman, and I know everybody wants all the secrets. What is the best place that people can connect with you and get to know more of everything that you have to offer right now?
So you can go onto my website, charlottepetitnoble.com. You have a few information about how to get in touch with me and learn further. The next step would be just to visit the page, take the quiz and book a call. But otherwise, I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yes. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that article that I'm mentioning got a lot of buzz in her LinkedIn profile. It was really good. I'll just put it this way. If you're looking for more secrets and to get more aligned within your business, within your marketing, within your soul aligned vision, make sure to check it out. And I have one last question that I'd like to leave to the end. And this is one of my questions that I ask with people that I respect and I truly care for. Charlotte, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means to me, oh, I'm going to get like super authentic and vulnerable and very personal here. Freedom means to me for my husband to stop working his freaking ass off, to just do like whatever he wants to do without working 20 hours a day. Because I already feel free, but extreme freedom. Well, freedom will make his freedom, well, means his freedom as well for me.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep because you're the first person that has someone else involved in their freedom. You know, typically when I ask that question, they just focus on themselves. But I think by you actually having that why so interconnected with everything that you do, you're able to identify and choose exactly what makes freedom, extreme freedom for you. So
that's the missing piece of my freedom, I feel right now. So it's actually very egoistic, but yeah, that's the truth.
I wouldn't even call that egoistic. I thought that was beautiful because I mean, I don't know how to even, I think when people think of freedom and they think of the ego, right? I feel like sometimes there's a negativity connected to it. But I feel like you just beautifully intertwined what a true ego and how to really use the ego for your benefit, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, freedom is about the experiences that you live. And my next level in life is to experience more of my husband daily and seeing him like grow and seeing him like expand, because he has a corporate job which takes a lot of his time. And don't get me wrong, I'm very independent and I can run the whole thing, the whole show by myself. But I deeply love the human he is, and I want to spend more time with that human being.
Oh, that's beautiful, Charlotte. What a lucky man. Hello. That is amazing. That is amazing. And honestly, you're a true example for not only him, but for your child as well, because that's the type of love language that the world needs today. You know, so thank you so much for your time, for your vulnerability, your courage, your words of wisdom, and honestly, thank you for being you, Charlotte, your authentic self. Really
Thank you
appreciate it.
very much. I appreciate you too.
Thank you.